If a babe is beautiful and she walks in na tumejaza hizi viti, oh my goodness, Bilal. Men, I'm sorry to say.
Utasongea shori.
Chivalry is dead, but for a beautiful woman,
you win.
Okay.
So the thing that kills patriarchy is women being independent and confident in their own skin. Because society, TSC, ama ilikuwa TCS, traditional African society, taught women to be reserved. Unacheki venye nimecross me hata sijui nibadilishe gender norms bwana.
You know, it's like in Uganda they still kneel.
That is something I have a problem with, honestly.
Yeah, sindio.
Why?
You can't kneel for your mpoa.
What reason? Nipigia magoti.
I'm trying to do better.
For you to be a baddie, you must embody femininity. There's no way as a baddie. Baddies, first of all, you must have self-love and self-esteem. A woman truly loves herself when she starts loving the color pink. For you to be a baddie, you must embody femininity. There's no way as a baddie. Baddies, first of all, you must have self-love and self-esteem. Unaweza date msichana anafanya martial arts? Wala.
Bora asinipige.
Ile season ya kwenda nyumbani kuita mashosho zetu vintage baddies na kuita mrenda algaivana. Tumerudi tena mboka kungangana, and it's a new year. It's beautiful, bright and early. Sisi tumekuja kukatch hizo worms. We are the Hotpot Show. I'll be your girl Dorcas Uwiyera.
Baridi shadidi ni mimi kijana wa Mariamu na Rashidi wananita BABAZO. Yani Baba Zora aka Baba Z, Baba Gen Z, from wherever you're watching us from. Karibu, I hope hauna neno maze. Yeah, you know how we do down here at the Hotpot Show. Always tuko na guest wetu. Yeah, kama wewe ni baddie, uko na rafiki ni baddie ama unajua baddie, you know, hii topic inakuhusu. But before we go, kanyagia, sawa? Kanyagia.
We want to know tuko na nani.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of the time tumekuwa tukikuwa attacked ati tunaendeanga, you know, the older generation.
Yes.
So how about today we actually try someone who's young, mwenye ako kwa hiyo field ya kukuwa an actual baddie, you know?
Leo tumekuja na
kujua kama ni sustainable. A lot of the time tunakuanga attacked. So let's know who we have today in studio. Ama hii pia tunaweza ita studio ama ni setup.
In his studio set.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Okay, girl, how you doing?
Hi. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Clem or Clemens, and
that's Clem. Clemens. Okay, Clemens, what do you do? Where do you come from? Una rep hood gani maybe?
I am here in Mombasa. I'm based in Mombasa right now. I just completed my school.
Yay, makofi.
Wale wakumaliza shule, wale wakumaliza.
And I feel so good about that. Sasa I've joined you for hustling. Yeah.
So what did you study in school?
I did electrical engineering.
Wow.
Damn.
Mkiniona hivi mniaddress kama engineer.
For real?
Engineer Clem.
Engineer Clem.
Sasa Engineer Clem, let's go on a topic. Ya kinaga ubaga. You know, so a lot of the time to the skanka baddies, you know, and it's a culture that was introduced kitambo. Like I remember when we started talking about baddies, it was introduced uko 2014, and we were still kids. I don't know about him, but we were still kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Why are you saying this on air?
Anxiety, stop.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, around that time, the thing that was going on was when we introduced baddie culture, we were typically talking about an independent, beautiful woman who embodies confidence na mwenye anajua kile anataka
kwa maisha.
And then fast forward to 2025, it has become a whole lifestyle. Like you have to be living in a certain type of way, be interacting with certain type of people, just a certain way for you to be known as a baddie. However, kuna watu kama kina sisi wenye we don't have to do all that. Okay, sikate hizo tena na kwa nimeka makucha guys. Yeah, you know, but there are times we actually embody it na mtu anakuita baddie na bila hakuiti baddie. So how does that make you feel?
First of all, baddies are like I think it's the culture right now. Like everybody is embracing becoming a baddie, and most shories like the fact that being a baddie is actually like the independent way, the way you said it. So with this nini right now, like how life is going right now, everybody is looking to be their own person. So ukipata mtu anasema anakuwa baddie and ama like anakuwa addressed as a baddie. Kuna watu wenye wanaonanga like that's a bad thing actually.
For real?
Yeah.
Being a baddie is a bad thing.
Kuna watu wenye wanatam baddies as a bad thing.
Okay,
you know,
mimi ningependa kuongelelea mbogi yangu. Si unajua niko na mbogi yangu yenye kwa pale.
Mbogi yako ni men.
Yeah.
Sema tu men.
Ningependa wajue kwanza. Labda.
Kwani unaogopa? Kwani uko nervous? Hujui nini?
Sijui walai. Ndio maana nataka kuuliza. So for my fellow mbogi out there, baddie ni nini?
Okay, so typically when we talk about a baddie, niyo kitu yenye nimedefine. Like as of the thing was introduced actually by Instagram. When I venye siku hizi, Instagram is practically a professional space siku hizi. Like nobody goes to Instagram ndio tujue lifestyle yake. If you want to show us your lifestyle, you go to Pinterest. You know, these days, by the way, it's the, what do we call Pinterest? It's the social without media, ama it's the media without social. Yeah, it's the media without social. Unacheki. If you want to show your lifestyle, you make TikToks. You show us what you're doing today. You go live.
Where you went.
Yeah, and we are in an age where people actually vlog. So being a baddie is practically, what can I call it? Me personally, I feel like it's being a confident, independent woman who embodies beauty. Another thing, for you to be a baddie, you have to be in the core of femininity.
Okay.
You can't be a baddie without femininity.
Right.
Because femininity is divinity. Ama ni aje Clem?
I
Femininity
believe so too.
is divinity. Because kuna mademu wenye ukiangalia hivi, oh my goodness, she's attractive to the eye.
True.
It's like when you go to let's see, forodhani wa kuserve food and then uende pale kwa kibandaski. Preparation and presentation is key. So actually juzi, I was having this conversation on Swahili Pot Cafe on FM, and I was asking, do you think how you dress and how you show up determines how people treat you or how they judge you? And so it brought me back to this conversation. I feel like a lot of the time, unaona hii kitu yenye tunaitanga pretty privilege. Oh my goodness, hii kitu inakuanga. Especially with your mbogi, sindio?
Very
So
much.
if a babe is beautiful and she walks in na tumejaza hizi viti, oh my goodness, Bilal.
Utaamka.
Men, I'm sorry to say.
Amesema
Utasongea shori.
Man say, chivalry is dead, but for a beautiful woman,
You win.
Okay, sawa. Wewe umesema umedefine baddie in such a I don't know, a mighty, you know, in a positive way. Wacha tuseme in a positive way.
Yes, absolutely.
But when tukiwa tunafanya brief, niliona pale question ilikuwa, are we selling our souls to the baddie,
to the culture?
To the culture. So why? Mbona tunauliza hivyo if being a baddie is ni mwanamke ambaye ako confident, ambaye anajitambua. So why are we seated here then? Maybe ndo ningependa kuuliza.
So the thing about the baddie culture is ili evolve, and what can I say? So not patriarchy.
Yeah.
Patriarchy is practically the whole art with misogyny of hating on women. Practically a woman, kama this is a woman, we're hating on her. So the thing that kills patriarchy is women being independent and confident in their own skin. Because society, TSC, ama ilikuwa TCS, traditional African society, taught women to be reserved.
Yes.
Like as a woman you had to, unacheki venye nimecross me, hata sijui nibadilishe gender norms bwana. Like society taught us. Yes.
You know, like in Uganda, they still kneel.
That is something I have a problem with, honestly.
Yeah, sindio?
Why?
You can't kneel for your mpoa.
What reason? Yanaweza nipigia magoti. Yanaweza nipigia magoti.
No, unajua sasa tukianza kusema hivyo. See, I think kuna hizi vitu zinaitwa what is the word? The roles.
Oh, exactly.
I think kuna roles za madem na za wanaume.
The reason why it's being hated on, I feel like it's because inapiga this patriarchal system. When you are a baddie, you already embody confidence and you know your worth.
Okay.
So when I come to the table, this conversation here, what do you bring to the table?
You are the table.
You are the
You
table.
are the table.
So you are the table.
Yes.
That's more than enough. Unacheki.
Oh my
Yeah, that's more than enough. And you know, with the Baddie culture, we are not scared to stand up for our rights and tell a man the same opportunities you are getting, I also deserve them.
Yeah.
The same shande you're getting, I also deserve it, because what you're bringing to the table is practically what I am bringing to the table. Cynthia?
Yeah, very sure. And it brings me to the question, the difference between equality and equity. You get, so inequality is just the opportunities, and you honestly, men shouldn't feel like any opportunity. I'm an engineer, and kitambo, that was a male dominating career.
Male dominated field.
It is male dominating career.
Sema engineer, kitu ya kwanza nimefanya ni yani
Walai,
kama si normal, you know.
And you know,
Zoea hiyo sauti.
shtuka hivyo manze. See, times have changed.
Exactly.
Ni vile tumekuwa, but I'm trying to do
Exactly.
better. Yeah. I'm trying to do better. Anyway, moving on swiftly.
So on equity, it's just kuna zile roles zenye a man should do and a woman should do. And I think I think all baddies have respected that. Like kuna vitu enyewe you can
you just do that.
So you do agree kuna roles za wanawake strictly na za wanaume strictly?
Okay, the thing about being a baddie is, like I have said, for you to be a baddie, you must embody femininity.
Yeah.
There's no way as a baddie, baddies, first of all, you must have self-love and self-esteem.
Yeah.
A woman truly loves herself when she starts loving the color pink.
Okay.
I feel like growing up, a lot of the time pink was
your favorite color,
associated with weakness, associated with the Barbie dolls zenye tulikuwa tunapatiwa. You know, when a boy is being raised, wanapatiwangwa ma teddy bears, wanapatiwangwa magari.
Yeah.
So growing up, he already embodies masculinity and the fact that he is supposed to lead. However, ukipatiwa madoli hizi Barbie dolls, you have to be delicate. Unakachapanga kidogo, macho imeng'oka, imeshaangalia left na itarudi. Unakacheza kidogo
kuflika
nywele
kuingia 24/7.
So women were taught how to be what can I call it, delicate. However,
wait,
when
for
you
real?
Yes.
I thought doli ilikuwa ni ya kupractice kupaka nywele, kupaka makeup, you know, I don't know.
Exactly. Sasa
no, si ndo maana nimepewa gun ndio ni shoot watu.
Nini?
Very good. Unaweza date msichana anafanya martial arts. Walai.
Bora asinipige.
Exactly, that's the statement that actually usually follows. So when you are a baddie, hatukatai that kuna hizi kazi za sulubu, na tukatai somebody will do it, but it's definitely not gonna be me though.
Yeah.
You know, cause I love myself. Like I've said, when a woman starts loving herself, you start loving the color pink again.
All right.
Yeah. So when it's just like it's a statement that's supposed to embody a lot of meaning. Yeah. Like in the case self-love. When you love yourself, ata kama una anta otano, imagine the first thing you'll do is think
about yourself.
Yeah, utaeka nywele, utaeka makucha. That's practically
clothes.
what being a baddie is.
Yeah.
Sitaenda kufanya kazi ya sulubu ya mjengo. Sikatai women can do it, but it's not going to be me though. And so when men saw this, they started hating on it. And unfortunately in our society, the biggest enemy of women is their fellow women. Unacheki.
That's so true.
Yes.
For real.
From the longest time kutoka tu kitambo, women have been forced to hate on each other. And the moment women hate on each other, it feeds the ego of men. Okay. And so the moment you have fed the ego of a man, he can speak down to you. That's why you'll see a woman in a wig. She's wearing a dainty dress, but she looks elegant. She looks beautiful. Na utasikia a shameless man like, mrembo naenda wapi, mrembo we ni size yangu. Yes, exactly.
Those things.
Yeah.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is, you know it is wrong. I know it is wrong, but nobody is willing to stand up for these women and say no. So when that woman in her elegance, in her independence, anasimama aseme, no, you can't speak to me like that.
Anaona kama ongelesha vibaya.
Guys.
Anaanza kusikia.
But kuna point ameleta muhimu though. Kuna hii point ilikuwa inasemekana sijui when a woman serves food and serve ya kila mtu ndo you know
ndio ajiserve wa mwisho.
So hiyo 1500 amepata, most probably huyo mwanamke mwenye amelelewa in that kind of a society angechukua kwanza aende ashughulikie kila kitu and
can't be me,
ndo ajishughulikie baadaye. But in this case we are talking about a woman who really like
loves herself.
Usipojishughulikia wewe, how will you be able to take care of someone else? Which brings me to this question. A positive definition yenye tumeleta ya baddie of course it may sound acceptable and all that, but kitu tunaona kwa internet, the things we are seeing on internet as portray hizo behaviors zenye nasema a confident woman, respectable.
Yes.
Yeah, cause kuna vitu zenye mimi naona zikifanyika, for me it's kind of abnormal.
It's detrimental.
Yeah,
it's ratchet.
So like, what does it take? Is it a must you become a baddie? Is it a must? Ama is it like kila dem lazima kuwe baddie ndio maana watu wana go, you know, through this? Sitaki kusema nini wanafanya ama mnataka niseme. Ama amna OnlyFans, amna hizo vitu.
So there's a very very, what can I say, big discrepancy donge. Unacheki, very big discrepancy.
Maduong.
So what happened was unfortunately kuna a baddie and a badly mannered woman. Unacheki. There's a baddie and a
badly mannered woman. Hey,
yes, the same way there is a gentleman and there is a man.
Actually, that's a boy. That's a boy.
There's a gentleman,
man, boy.
No, gentleman and a boy.
Okay.
So what happened was we introduced this culture and people took it a top-notch higher. Because tuseme tu kweli, vitu huwa zina evolve. When you look at the fashion trends we had in 2014 and you look at the trends that came in 2018, then you look at 2020, then we moved to 2024, things totally changed. And so women started doing wigs, women started dressing a certain type of way. When you are a baddie, you have to be elegant. Like you can be in a short dress, sikatai, yes, above the knees, way above the knees, and still be elegant. Unacheki. But not this being badly mannered. Me growing up, my church used to tell me, uki expose juu, usi expose chini. Uki expose chini, usi expose juu. If you don't have, balance. If you don't have the brains, embody the beauty. The beauty will defend you. If you don't have the beauty, work on the brains. But if you have both,
thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
The thing is, the standard imepandishwa. Every single man, while in the dating pool, wanataka kudate beautiful women. And so these women who are doing it for male validation will take it a top-notch higher. Which brings me to bad-mannered women. It brings me to this thing by Sigmund Freud inaitwa the Madonna Whore complex. So it's either a man will see you as palatable and see you as uanaweza kuwa beshte, ama he's slutting over you. And a lot of the time, there's a reason why you see men your age, you let a woman who looks like
how old am I? How old am I? Tell them how old I am.
Age of marriage. You're anyway. At the age of marriage, Baba Zora, we wacha.
Nantoa kwa soko. Anita amekuwa kinifukuzia hizi miaka zote. But anyway, let's go on.
Yeah. So with the Madonna Whore complex, like typically, I can't explain the whole thing, Junirefu, but what it usually explains is the way typically a man like you will date a woman who looks like me, a woman who parties, a woman who drinks, a woman who dresses. I look a certain type of way. I have my own thoughts. Unacheki. Like I'm very, very independent. I can do anything through Christ who enables me. A saved body. Unacheki. But when you go to marry,
you're saved bad.
But when you go to marry, who will you marry? From Geshagi Uko, a woman who is okay, she can be empowered, but you want a palatable woman. Mwanamke mwenyewe
unaweza zungusha venye unataka.
Hivyo ndo inasemekanaga ukitaka wife aenda Geshagi.
They go for the submissive ones.
Unaona kama baddie hawezi bring out a good wife.
First of all, let me goja. Are you two baddies? Are you a baddie?
I am a baddie.
Are you a baddie?
Like millions.
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. Okay, sawa basi, but I don't know. I've not seen mtu. Can you give me an example of a baddie who is a wife, maybe? Because I'm not. I'm trying to wrap my.
So many people. Ambare, have you seen Ambare's videos? Huyo msichana anaweka bwanake vizuri wewe.
The Real Housewives of Nairobi. Yeah. Another thing, umewatch Young Famous and African? Come on, bwana. Kwani nani hapo ajolewa? Achana na Fantana.
Okay.
Fantana.
Achana na Fantana. But anyway, Zari ni
baddie.
Yeah.
And she's getting it together.
Hold on, guys. Pause. Zari ni baddie.
Yeah.
A good-mannered baddie or a bad-mannered baddie?
A well-mannered baddie.
That's a wife.
A baddie of baddies. A
Do
queen
you
in
want
a
us to
wifely
discuss
baddie.
Zari in this
Zari
show?
is
Unataka
Beyonce.
to discuss mambo ya Zari kwa hii
Okay,
show?
and you pull out the receipts.
Well, I
Unacheki.
don't have receipts,
Ako na
but,
evidence kwa karatasi.
ashakuwa na mabwana wangapi sahi?
Okay, unajua hiyo that can define. That can define.
No, siongelele historia ati ya kukuwa na mabwana. I'm just
it's okay.
She was being attacked, I think, some few years ago.
But you know,
Yeah.
there is I don't know, I feel like it's time we stop judging people by their relationships.
Yeah.
Because imagine the number of exes you have and the number of times umemes. Sasa
No,
imagine
but wanaume wakikuwa no,
like
for women we
okay.
cannot judge them by the number of the nini wamekuwa nazo. But for men, you guys
but we can't judge a man by the number of wives and children they have.
No, I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to judge this woman by the number of vitu zenye. I'm just saying, kuna vitu amekuwa kibashiwa online,
yes,
because of this and that.
Yes.
Kama tu vile mwenzake huyo Diamond amekuwa kibashiwa. So, I'm struggling to understand how is she a well-mannered baddie.
Me personally, I think for Zari, it's the men in her life.
It's the men in her life.
Ai, yani mmeshift your blame. Kwa huyo mwanamke.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Haya. Kwa situation ya Diamond, kila mtu anajua Diamond is Diamond, yeah? Sasa kwa situation ya Zari, I think, that's my point of view, I think that Diamond was just the wrong choice.
What if Zari was the wrong choice for Diamond?
No. You saw how he transitioned.
Diamond.
You saw how he transitioned from that girl immediately to another.
I mean, who knows?
The girl can be the
relationship.
problem.
Actually, I have an answer for this one. So, when you look at statistics, a man is always seen ni kama hayuko emotionally intelligent. Unacheki. When a girl does something, kama sahi nifanye kitu tambiwa, you know better, mbona unafanya hivyo? If a man right now asimame hapa apige nduru ama sijui afanye nini, itasemekana he doesn't know any better. He's not women have hormones. Unafaa ujue. A woman is supposed to behave in a certain type of way.
Women are sensitive.
Yes, now the body culture sisi ina
Hatutambui hiyo.
Okay. Mimi twende hapa kwa our bad-mannered baddies, yeah? Wenye wanafanya all sorts of things. So do we validate them also ama what do we say to them?
Okay. So I feel like the year is 2025.
The year
right and early in the morning.
2025.
Yeah, maneno haya, you know? So this is a new year and I feel like we should accept people as they are. If it makes you happy, then so be it. Because I see if Mungai being attacked over and over and over again. By the way.
So director Trevor was bad.
No,
no, she just evolved.
Yes,
she just
evolved.
What
and she
na kwani mwanaume
outgrew the man.
evolve
He did not.
Yeah, ndo alikata. Okay, personally I think men hawakwangi na progress.
Yes.
Mko na stunted hata si
mentality.
Mnapenda kufanya vitu polepole in the name of
mnajivutanga.
Ati
I got
by the way, guys, unajua hivi ndo alipea nani Adam Apple kwa kule kwa nani.
Kwani hapo na akili yake ajifikiriria.
Exactly. Alikuwa tu amechill.
Even ndio mnachipoiwa
by the way. Hivyo ndio tu mnakuanga.
Amesema this holy herb from the Almighty. Alafu anaona Apple.
This is how baddies are chipoing you guys. Alafu mna complain.
Why don't you use your brain?
Hey, why don't you use your brain? Like uko na what can we call it? Akili yako mwenyewe. You can be your own person and you can say.
So mimi nikikupoteza, nimekupoteza. But wewe ukinipoteza niko na akili yangu mwenyewe.
Yeah, uko na akili yako mwenyewe, si ungesema
very much.
Ama ujisema no. But one thing we must identify is juzi niliona this video ya Murugi Monyi akisema maintenance yake is a lot of money. So she spent, I think it was 36K. It was 34. Yeah. 34K for maintenance. And a lot of the time men are providers, tusemange tu kweli. When you're a baddie adi ukiwa independent, when you walk into a relationship, you expect a man to provide. Come on. Even you guys expect women to be submissive. So let's see. When a man is typically sending maintenance, huwa anatuma kitu 5K or I don't know 4K. So this babe was saying, stop asking for 10K actually. Oh my God, the standards. She was saying stop asking for 10k. Show him that mtumie hii video na umwambie maintenance ni hiyo pesa. Hiyo 34k.
Kwani
And above.
nini ana maintain
And you can
jamii?
imagine,
You think all this is simple?
yeah, unajua venye they take any human hair.
Can you buy that?
Can you unaweza puliza moto na hiyo kitu? Unaweza ule wa moto
sio.
ile unaweza
No,
puliza
like
moto.
we have technology now. Squeeze tunakishanga gas.
Na kama mimi nataka nasema mazee mimi nataka pilau ya kuni bana.
Usikitenda kisha utafute.
Usijaribu hata hoteli.
Amenituma wapi? Ameniambia niende Geshagi.
Yeah.
Nikatafute nani?
Kama unataka ya Geshagi
wako hawezi.
Exactly.
Kuna option too.
Oh my god.
Hawezi.
That's why you guys marry from the village. Ndio mfanyiwe hizo vitu zenye wanaweza kimbia kufanya. But also I feel like we have pandished the standards as baddies, yeah? To a point where see aikai as sustainable as kitambo it was. You know, when you look at the Y2K Baddie aesthetic and then you look at the aesthetic yenye tuko nayo sai, oh my god, the standard is a human hair wig.
Is it that important kukua Baddie to a point where unapoteza morals zako, you do some, you know,
some morals aside, angalia Aziad aliingia in debt. You know why? Because she was trying to uphold a certain lifestyle. And it's not her fault.
Yes.
The thing about social media ni iyo pressure. Sindio, adi unaipitia kama dem.
Very.
There's a way you're supposed to look.
Kuna vitu zenye unaona and then you're like, that's my age mate. Akona hii. And then mimi niko sina. So
pressure creases.
Ata
na niulize, okay, sawa basi. Is it okay? Huyu mwenye anafanya hizi, mimi sina shida na huyu mwenye ni confident nani. In fact, huyo nampigia makofi. But huyu mwenye ameenda kuweka uchi wake kule kwenye mtandao, kwenye tovuti jamani, ndio afikie hiyo level. You understand? Someone who is exposing their body, of course they might say, I don't care. It's my life. By then you mtanijudge, munijudge too. But is it that important to become a baddie? Like, should we have to do these things? Ama there's a better way to do it? Yes.
Personally,
would you?
I becoming a baddie, of course.
Would you
Okay,
do some nasty? Would you get freaky like did it anyway? would you go that way?
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking. Is Diddy a male baddie? I'm just asking. Is Diddy a male baddie? Anyway?
Oh no, I don't think it's really necessary.
Yeah.
Well, kukua baddie kona responsibility. You know, you gotta uphold the nini. But kama inakufanya uende lengths for it, si lazima. It's okay. Tumesema 2025, we accept you the way you are. So, ukikuja na ile Y2K bado we kama uko Y2K sisi kwa 2025 tuko sawa.
Kama bado unajiita slay queen ni sawa pia.
Sawa.
And you know what's crazy is with the body culture, it's either you're locked in
ama hauko.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like wenye mnonanga wako hivo, it's, what can we say, venye tumesema kuna a baddie and a badly mannered woman.
You feel like, so, I feel like Aziad is a baddie.
She is a baddie.
She was just trying to make content, blow, vile hakuwa expect, and then she had to succumb to those, you know, hizo pressure.
Yes.
But then kuna huyu sasa mwenye ameona
amejituma.
Yes. So
when we talk about kina Saru, kina Mandy, these are baddies. Femi One baddies. Unacheki.
Amejituma.
Kuna hawa wengine sasa who don't embody that confidence and femininity. You can have your femininity ya tunakuangalia, but when we talk about femininity venye tu nimesema, it's divinity. You have to respect yourself and have that self-esteem. Unacheki. But sasa the shida is the standards and being delulu. Unacheki. When you have a standard, you have self-esteem and you embody self-love. However, kama uko delusional, ni vanity.
And also, like, mentality ya mentality ya baddie na huyo badly mannered ni hivi.
Tofauti.
Very, very different.
Ebuni, tell us.
Badly mannered lady, yeye ako there for kusatisfy other people. Unaona?
You're doing it for male
anakuja anafanya kufurahisha mtu.
Okay.
Baddie ni independent. Na umesikia kisema they think about themselves kwanza. Yeah, so you can't term mtu wa badly mannered woman kama baddie. That's not a baddie.
So I think mbogi yangu imeelewa hapo hivyo. So you should be able to define this is a baddie, this is a badly mannered woman. So usiogope baddie. Ni mtu tu ni vile. So how do I approach a baddie?
Simple.
How do I approach a
Simple.
Mimi naona usi approach kabisa.
Kabisa. Hebu imagine nimetoka mjengo na gumboots. Nimelipwa mshahara yangu. Niko na kama 15k hapa. Lakini ninakaa vile nataka. Alafu tumepatana na wewe kwa kona. And I'm like,
umesikia nini ni 34k?
Maintenance ni pesa ngapi?
Umesikia maintenance 34k?
Relax. So umenitoa hata kabla hata sijafika.
You can't date a baddie when
hata
you're broke.
Tujaonana. So are you saying I cannot date a baddie if a baddie cannot fall in love with like a cool nigga?
Wewe utaweza kukeep up? Utaweza kukeep up?
No, si ni mapenzi. It's love. It's love.
Okay, yeah, it's love. Lakini you need to look beyond.
See, you are my baddie. You can make me look the way you want.
Actually, one thing I have learned over time, love is transactional. Love will always be transactional. Whether it's love between you and your parent, with you and your friends, within you and your lover, it will always be transactional. That's why you're told, who is love? God is love. It is very, very hard for you to match the love of God because the definition of love is God. Unacheki. Love will always be transactional. And so, when you look at a baddie has invested in herself. Unacheki. She has gone for the way she will dress. She has gone for the way she will talk. She has gone for the books. Unacheki. And so, when a man approaches her, he should match the same thing. Unajua, one thing my grandma taught me is, when you're dating, date within your dating pool. When you're eating on a table, don't eat on a table yenye huwezi lipa hiyo bill wakiamua waamke waende. Unacheki. Juzi if Mugai was being bashed for saying, if she dates a man, haezi date mwanaume mwenyezi mtumia 500k urgently. You know why? Because she can give the same amount of money. Like if push came to shove and this man asked for the same money, she will be able to give it. So there's absolutely no need for her to date below that. Because there's no way mimi naendesha Range Rover alafu na date mtu mwenye anaendesha Vitz. Come on.
Guys.
Kwanza hiyo inakuanga inanisubuanga akili. How can you...
Ladies, do you have a Range Rover?
No,
but
you will get it.
No,
you will get it.
Yes, I'm saying
if
you're a baddie and you come with your own money and that aura, yote kila kitu uko nayo. Na mimi mwanaume nikuje tu, mimi pia niko hivyo, kila kitu niko nayo. So why can't you spend your money, I spend my money? If there's anything to be spent together, we go Dutch, you know?
Oh my God, and then you want to lead in the house.
Your comment reminds me.
See, you guys, unajua, it's like you're contradicting yourselves.
If you don't pay the bills, you don't call the shot, honey.
You guys said, for me, patriarch, you said something about patriarch.
Yes.
Na mkasema mimi kama mwanaume kuna vile sifai kutreat mwanamke ni kama kitu hakuna. You understand?
Yes.
Kwa sababu ni mwanamke amejitambua. You know, like sasa
tunakusikia hivi jana nisema
kitu hakuna.
Yeah. You should see down dianguka mnafahamu.
Your comment umesema unakumbuka interview ya Alma Mudheu and her boyfriend?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
Huyo sasa she's a baddie. Na haku like anaweka huyo boy.
Anamuweka.
And she probably said it.
And the man literally kept disrespecting.
Sasa ukishawekwa siwe ni kibenten jamani. Are you
Sasa, let me tell you something. Unakumbuka venye when you look at the dynamics of our parents, who was paying most of the bills, it was always the man.
Buddha,
that's why he's always above. Unacheki, like if I want something today, I always go through my mom and I'm like, guy mom, unazambia daddy anilipe kitu fulani na fulani. Because this man portrayed himself as a provider. And he gave us a sense of security. Now, nyinyi wanaume wa siku hizi in the dating pool, you want to go 50-50 and if you don't have the money,
that is something that bothers me the most.
You guys also have come to that point yenye you want to be like on the same level with this man.
No.
I'm not the equal of a man.
Using the same example ya kitambo, I didn't see our moms ama our aunties doing the things that the women wa squeeze wanafanya.
They were not empowered.
They used to do, but not in volume.
Like that.
They used to do, but not in
for real.
volume.
When you give an example like that, a mwanaume, a provider, a man who is a provider, and a mother who is just a woman who is just playing role yake,
motherhood.
You know, kwa nyumba, right? But nowadays
role yake kwa nyumba ni nini kwanza?
Ndio nasemaje, hiyo time hakukuwa na hizo ati body culture. Mimi sikuona mamangu ati akienda dunda ati akisema ati I have my own money, ati I am independent. No, it was like she was not ati alikuwa na disrespectiwa or anything. She was just in her space na buda ako kwa space yake. And that was just it. Ni vile siku hizi tumekuja na hizi definition mingi za a man should do this, a woman should have these rights za hivi. So it gets to a point inakuwa contradicting. Una get? Because wewe umeshaji empower to a point where the things I'm supposed to do to you or for you, you've already done them for yourself.
Exactly.
So nafaa nikikuja hapo sasa ni double on top of that.
Yes. Absolutely.
So if you bought a car, I buy you a helicopter.
Yes.
Kama umenunua baiskeli na kugonga na mimi.
You want to lead right?
Private jet.
There's a reason why you conform to your boss.
Yes.
Unaona, when there's a CEO of a company, call the shots, you listen to the shots. Why? Because they are already there. Now, if you want to become a greater CEO or to own the company, see, you have to match the aesthetics and pandisha.
Leo mumenipeleka shule.
And so in the same way, if you want to get a baddie, put in the work.
By the way, mjaniambia, how am I going to get a baddie? Me, I want a baddie. I want to date a baddie. Like Sarafia. Sarafia is our producer baddie.
Very much.
Absolutely.
Very
Kuna
much.
jamaa pale amekataa, lakini I want to date a baddie. How do I get a baddie? Maybe for someone who is out there anajiuliza, jamani, mimi namtaka huyu baddie, niko na mihela, niko nayo.
Uko na mihela?
How do I better?
Kuja uongee. Tafuta kwa comment sections. Wewe ni msanii na uko famous. Yeah, acha tuone kama wataleta comment section.
Fema ikuji na do. Anyway, how do I get a baddie? School me.
Oh my goodness, it's been good. It's been fun. We have come to the end of the Hotpot Show. When we come back, we are going to come back with even more amazing topics. Today tulikuwa tunataka kujua nani baddie, and today I'm telling you I am a baddie and I've been your girl Dorcas.
And I, Baridi Shadidi kijana Mariamu na Rashidi. Usisahau engage hapo hivyo kwa comment section. Tuambie maoni yako. Of course sisi hatujui kila kitu, si ndio? So tuambie maoni yako kulingana na hii topic ya baddie. Kama wewe ni baddie tumekuoffend, usisikie vibaya. We are just discussing. Hatuna ma-feelings sawa. Otherwise, all the way from Egypt to South Africa to the central of Africa, Lubumbashi. Mimi naitwa Baba Zora, Baba Gen Z. Usisahau none is greater than the Most High Creator. Then our guest sign out.
Engineer Clem. Peace.